Hello everybody, and welcome to another one of our training videos where I go through a few ideas around specific leadership skills. In this particular one, we're going to talk about inspiring others. And I have to say that of all the leadership skills, inspiring others is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites not only because it requires a lot of me being put forward and communicating and connecting with my team, but also because I've often been told that what I say or think or do has inspired others, whether in my team or outside. And that for me is one of the ultimate joys of being able to lead others, to inspire people. In a sense, in one of the other videos, we've talked about growing others. That's almost like a mechanical but important external aspect of leadership, growing others. However, in terms of inspiring others, it comes from the inside. So you're giving people the vision, the image of what they can become or what they want to be, because they see in us as leaders something of where they want to go. So you're giving them literally the inspiration of how to get to where they want to. So is this something you've been doing as a leader? Because if not, you're leaving a lot on the table, as it were. You're leaving a lot that needs to be grown and built and developed to support your team. Now, if you've been following the videos and you like them, we just love you to share, comment, and of course subscribe to the channel so that you carry on receiving videos as and when they come through, and you can look at the previous ones if you've missed anything. My name is Chris Igwe. I have 35 years experience creating, growing, leading teams across 5 different markets primarily, but also Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And it's always a privilege to be able to lead individuals. So we're going to look at inspiring others through 8 specific traits. They're not necessarily strategies, they're traits or they're abilities that you need to have within you. And the first 4 are here. So we'll touch on passionate, external optimist, eternal optimist even, excellent commitment and communication, and active listening. So let's start off with this first one, passionate. In order to inspire, you have to be passionate about what it is that you do, but also about the particular project, direction that you want to go in. Because remember, you're inspiring others to follow you. If it's a task that's not very exciting, or a project that's not great, or you'd rather not do it, you've still got to find the passion within you to motivate your team, to motivate yourself, to get that energy going that allows you to say, yes, this is part of my role. We can't have exciting things all day, we can't have fun things all day, but this is just me, my passion, my drive, my enthusiasm, my energy. I want to get it through because I want the others to see, whatever the circumstances, come rain or shine or sleet or snow, I am passionate, I'm excited, I get up every day and I'm committed to that task. Which then brings us to the eternal optimist. In a similar sort of way, let's think about it. Optimism is about a better tomorrow or a better solution. We could all sit there and say, this is terrible, this is boring, I'd rather not do this, my life is a mess, my company's a mess, my team is a mess. But that's not helpful. You've got to push yourself to understand that there is a better tomorrow. There is a solution to the problem. No matter how complex it is, you just have to find what the issue is and how to resolve it. So eternally optimistic, forever a smile, forever you know what, this is okay, this is just life, this is just the way business goes, it is going to be fine. Eternal optimism, but a genuine one, okay? This is not pretending, otherwise they'll see through it. Excellent communication, being an excellent communicator. We've already talked about this in one of our other videos, which I invite you to take a look at. So effective communication is about the ability as a leader to talk clearly, to talk with conviction, to make sure that what you're saying is easy to understand so people get it, whatever the objective, the target, the project, people understand it. Where you want to go, people get it. So you've got to be able to verbalize that, communicate it, and share it with people. So communication, effective communication, is really, really important. But not just effective, it's got to be excellent. In other words, anybody can communicate, anybody can talk, but it's about top of the range clarity. When people say, I like what that guy's saying, I understand it, I believe it. I don't understand all the pieces, but I'm sufficiently clear that he knows what he's talking about. And then active listening. Now, some people play down listening, let alone active listening. As a leader, often I've seen it, people say, follow me, this is the way I'm going. And people want to know, but why? And they try and ask the question, and the leader doesn't want to share, just says, that's because that's the way we should go. What you need to do as a leader is you need to listen actively. And actively is actually an engaging listening process. In other words, you're not just hearing the words, you're using all your senses that you have been given, including reading the non-verbal cues. In other words, what is somebody not saying compared to what they are saying? What is their body language, their eye movement, the way they use their words, how they say it, their breathing, all those things where you engage your senses with what is going on. And bear in mind, and this is really important, when people are talking to you, they can tell whether you are listening and you are engaged or whether you're somewhere else. Even if you've got your eyes focused on them, they have the ability to read the non-verbal cues coming from you. So your active listening has to be, I really care about this person. I really care about what they're saying. I want to hear it and then interpret it into maybe a better method of communication because this particular person isn't getting what I'm saying. How do I adjust that? And you read back into that. Maybe there's a concern. Maybe you're overly optimistic. You want to hear what they think about that. So active listening, very, very important. Listening is important anyway, but active listening is even more important. To inspire, you need to be trustworthy. Now, generally speaking, as a leader, if anything in your past or anything in the way in which you have dealt with individuals, teams, company previously has led to some sort of concern, then your trust could already be damaged. The trust people have of you could be damaged. So the integrity by which you perform and act always has to be of the highest level. People have to know that they can trust you, not only with where you want to take them, but also with the information you're sharing with them. So you have to, by your nature, be a trustworthy person. It's almost as if by your DNA, people will know that this person is always integral, is always honest, is always true to himself or herself. That is what trust is all about. People need to know that they can trust you in any circumstance. Bearing in mind, they may share things with you, especially in the listening stage, which to them is very private. They have to know that that information they're sharing with you remains with you and will not be shared elsewhere, or at least without you informing them or asking their permission. You have to exude confidence. You've got to be super confident. Remember, if you're inspiring a team or a company to go in a certain direction, if you don't have confidence, not only in yourself, but in them, they're not going to reciprocate. They need to know they can have confidence in you, that you're not taking them over a cliff, to use an image. They want to know that you are taking them onto fertile land or wherever it happens to be, maybe up a mountain because you're inspiring, so you want to raise them up. They've got to have confidence in you, and you have to reciprocate by showing confidence in them as a team, as leaders, as part of the business, or whatever it happens to be. Personality. Now, in some cases, you may say, well, that goes without saying. You have to have personality. Now remember, personality doesn't have to be extrovert. You don't have to be a motivational speaker. You don't have to be someone who speaks perfectly all the time. You don't have to be someone who necessarily communicates as easily as speaking as you do in writing. But the important thing is you have to have an energy around you, a persona, an aura, that people may say, well, he or she is more quiet or more introverted. Just because you're introverted doesn't mean you don't have a personality. That may sound like incoherent, but it isn't. I know lots of people who are silent, quiet, introverted, but incredibly strong and powerful, and they communicate this through their own body language and their own energy. Those who, for example, speak only when they've got something to say and don't speak all the time. So it's about personality. It's about the ability to engage someone with your ideas and your thoughts. It's fair to say that the more outgoing you are, the better and easier it is as a leader. So if I was to recommend anything, is to be more, work on your external communication of your personality so people see you, know you, hear you, and know what you're there for. So personality is really, really important. Then the final one is a clear vision. Vision is something we'll cover in another video because it's very important and it's very detailed and has so many strands to it. But here I'll simply say, by creating the vision, it means, remember, you're inspiring people, so they can't see necessarily where you want to go and what you want to do. But through a clear vision that you have explained to them, or put into drawing or a visual form, or in words, then you can achieve that. I often at the beginning of the year would say to my teams, I would have a 3 and a 5 year plan. And at the beginning of the year, I would say, this is where we want to go in terms of financial, in terms of human resources, in terms of objectives around new business, how to develop that, and maybe a few fun things thrown in there as well. I gave them a vision of where I wanted to go because clearly we're not there now, but people need to know where you want to go and why you want to get there, and ideally how you're going to get there. Because if they don't see it, then it's hard for them to follow you, unless they trust you implicitly and your track record is amazing, which is all what you should be doing anyway, because sometimes it's not based on solid foundational issues. It's based on you just having this idea, which is amazing, and you know that people need to join you on that journey. So that's inspiring others. If this hopefully has inspired you, once again, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you know when our future videos are coming out. And you can also look at the other videos that have been shown and gather greater insights into leadership skills as I see them. Thank you.